Let's take off my makeup together as I talk about how I never felt like I belonged anywhere. To get started, look at my makeup first. It is so good, although it's like pre-shower makeup because I put so much setting powder on. Like, look, this is without the beauty filter. I don't like setting powders. I don't like how they make my skin look, but back to the beauty filter because this is more tolerable. But we're gonna remove this makeup right now because I'm gonna hop in the shower. I'm gonna tell you guys how I never felt like I belonged anywhere because I have so many countries in my life. Not so many, but like some. The hoops come out first, of course. So I moved from Bangladesh to Saudi Arabia when I was 5 years old, right? This itches because these are like from Shein, I think. But yeah, I moved from Bangladesh to Saudi Arabia when I was like 5 years old. And then I came to Saudi and I was homeschooled for some time. For some time, as in like before grade one, because I started grade one at like the age of 7, right? I think that's when people usually start grade one. And when I was a kid, like in Bangladesh, like yeah, like at that time I did not even have the sense if, like I didn't understand if I belonged or I didn't belong, but it was normal. Okay, I had some friends there. I still remember, like her name was Tulona. That was exactly her name. And we were in nursery together because my parents put me in nursery. And then I always had so much love for my friends. Like I literally cried even at that age when I was coming to Saudi Arabia, and like I would call Tulona from Saudi Arabia and nobody would pick up because she was a kid too. Like she like forgot me. But yeah, so I came to Saudi Arabia and then I started school there in grade one. And in grade one, like we had like a test sort of. I don't know why before we got into school. So in test itself, like during the test, I made like 2 or 3 friends. And I was really happy. I really liked them. But when like classes started, a lot of these kids like they did like preschool before grade one together. So I was like, okay, like they're all talking about how they know each other from before and I didn't. But I still had like my close knit group, and when I was in high school, I kind of like grew up with them, but like I would always, you know, become best friends with someone who'd like move into another section and I would genuinely cry and I would try to like keep the friendship alive. But when someone goes to another section, it's really hard to keep the friendship alive. So yeah, this has nothing to do with how I suffered with like the sense of belonging, but I think I just like talking about my high school. My high school was a very fun time. I went to a single girl school, so yeah, like so many stories, so many things, so much drama. I feel like I know women so well, like female friendships and stuff so well, because I went to school with so many girls in a country like Saudi Arabia. So we were all basically like, well, all we knew was each other, you know, because you don't really go out that much in Saudi Arabia. Like all you know are your friends and your family and like your family friends, etc. So yeah, that was good. And after grade 12, I remember, oh my God, I always knew that I wasn't going to stay in Saudi Arabia forever. I knew that like my parents would send me to an university in like America or Canada after. Because I wanted that, and my parents always wanted that ever since I was a kid. So I was like, but like I was prepared, but at the same time I didn't want to leave. Like I hated change. Like I was sad that I have to leave my parents. I was sad that like I wouldn't have, because I always had like, you know, like a close-knit group of friends. I still have like the same friends that I had. Like I have new friends too, but like I'm still friends with the girls I know from grade one, you know what I mean? Like I am still close with them. But I was so sad because I had like my closest friend at that time and I would just like hang out with her, and I have always like tended to be friends with like more extroverted people because I think I'm like extroverted introvert. Like I'm very extroverted with people who I like, and I kind of like most of the people, but there are some people who I do not like, even though I do not know them, and I would generally not talk to them, which can come off as rude, not introverted, I think, but that's just how I am. I can't change that. So when I was moving, my friend was always like she was like the more popular one. Like she was, it was so easy for her to make friends, but not for me. And I remember like I cried so much because I'm like I would miss her so much, and because like anytime I'd make friends or anytime I'd hang out with anybody, like she was always there with me, you know. But then yeah, well, I had to move, and my friend also had to move to a different country. None of us were in Saudi Arabia anymore. And when I first came to Canada, oh my God, I was against making new friends. Like, I genuinely was like, I want to stick to my friends that I have in Saudi. Like, I'm not making any new friends. Whatever. So I never tried on making new friends. However, I did try to find a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, that's always been at the back of my mind. But friends, no. I'm like, I'm gonna stick true to my friends who are there. So yeah, I would just tell all the lore of whatever I was having in Canada to my friends from back home. And I genuinely like never made the effort of making any friends. In university, I had people who were trying to be my friends, and I was so bad, like literally regret like not letting them enter my life. And that's when like I sort of started like feeling like, where do I actually belong? Because like I obviously like Canada was not home yet, because that was just like 1 year there. Saudi Arabia was the place I lived in for the longest, but also it's not my country, right? Like, I don't even know Arabic. It's so funny because I tell people all these things and somehow they just think I know Arabic, but I don't even know Arabic. Yeah, like I probably know a lot of places in Saudi Arabia. I basically like grew up there. But also like, I'm Bengali. Like, I do not, my friends are Bengali, you know? Like, I do not really, I'm not Saudi. Like, I can't, that's not my home. Bangladesh, oh my God. That should be a different video, but nobody in Bangladesh would accept me as like you know, their person, because they have their own life. Like, they grew up in Bangladesh, like they went to high schools in Bangladesh, and they're so different. When I tell you, people who grew up in Bangladesh are so different from people who grew up in like the Middle Eastern countries. So different. I can't even explain what it is, but it is just very different, because I have cousins there. I would visit every summer, and it was very different. And it was really hard because they would never accept me as their own. Although, like, I know Bangla perfectly. Like, I know how to read Bengali books. I can write an essay in Bengali, and I'm not challenging anybody, but I really think that like I could be better in writing essays than a lot of kids who went to Bangla school, because like my parents taught me Bangla really well. They really put the culture in me. Arabic, I learned Arabic too, but I can read and write. Like, I'm not good at it at all, so I'm not even gonna attempt. Why am oh my God, I literally lost the track, but it's okay. And I did not even clean my makeup. If you hadn't noticed already, I love to yap, and TikTok gives me an outlet to yap. Not that I don't yap with my friends, I yap all the time. Sometimes when I'll be like yapping with my friends and I'm like, do I yap too much? But my friends are so lovely. Like, my boyfriend too, he just lets me yap. They all let me yap, but I still need TikTok to yap too, you know? And why not? Can I be honest? I listen to people yapping on TikTok. Like, I'd be like cleaning around my room and listening to people yap. So maybe there are girls like me who are cleaning their rooms and listening to this 10-minute conversation, which is not gonna finish in this one video. This conversation is gonna be 30 minutes long, I guess. That's okay though. But yeah, in Canada, I started feeling the sense of not belonging anywhere, because I'm like, I'm not Canadian, I'm not Saudi, I'm Bengali, yeah, but they don't think I'm Bengali enough. Like, what am I supposed to do? And then now it's been like 7 or 8 years or something that I've lived in Canada, and I lived in Ontario by myself, right? I did everything myself. So I sort of like brought myself up in Ontario again. In Saudi, like, I stayed from the age of 5 till 17. So still I stayed in Saudi the longest time. But like Canada, like, I sort of lived by myself, and I never thought I would do stuff myself. But I did. So I kind of like started feeling close to Canada more, because I'm like, oh my God, this is where I started getting to know myself. By the way, one thing that changes when you live alone, especially in a different country or even like in a further city, is you get to know yourself. Like I didn't know who I was with my parents. Like, all I wanted was freedom. And then when I like had the freedom here, now I don't want freedom anymore. Genuinely, like, I want to settle down. But yeah, then I started having, like, even now till this date, I like talk to my boyfriend. I'm like, where do I belong? Like, what? Nobody thinks I am anything. Like, I can't like identify with a certain country, but I guess I'm a citizen of the world, and that is it. Okay, basically for the makeup, I just put an oil cleanser, and now I'm gonna wash my face, and then I'm gonna use a face wash. That's it. And then I'm gonna do a skincare. I'm not making a second video because this is already 10 minutes long, and I think I shouldn't yap much. Like my mom says, people who yap a lot, they lose brain cells, and it's low-key true. because I used to be, I'm still intelligent, it's okay, but still my mom says that, so no more yapping. Bye. It's 10 minutes already.